celebrating 15 years of this beloved foolery.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, Central Coast, I know I'd be a liar.
Hey, there we go.
Come on, Jeff and Jeremy, light my fire.
I like how you fit it in there, Greg.
Jeff and Jeremy, light my fire.
Oh,
yeah. Try to set the night on fire.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
I don't watch the news anymore. And so this is how I get my news. And once I get here in the morning, this is where I consume my own news. I research, I get my own stuff together. But today I was working on a bunch of other stuff before we started the show today. So I didn't get a chance to do what we call our prep beforehand like I normally do. I'll be honest, I slept in. But anyways, so I did hear, my wife told me that Elon did buy 40-something billion. Was it 40 billion or 40 million? No, it was 40 billion.
44 billion. The initial offer was 42 billion. So he must have upped the ante quite a bit on the shares of the stock because it was at 54.20 before. And he just offered a little bit more. Twitter accepted it yesterday, and Twitter will become a private company once the deal is complete. So now this is what it's come to. We got an oligarch in Elon Musk that has swooped in and saved free speech, which is interesting.
Well, here I'm seeing a story here. It says President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, will not return to Twitter even after Musk purchases Twitter.
No, because he started his own thing.
Yeah, he did. Will not return to Twitter even as Elon Musk purchases social media company and reinstates his account. So he was willing to reinstate his account.
Mm-hmm.
And but
we'll see how long that lasts.
Baloney. Trump's coming back. He's coming back to Twitter. So I know some of you hate that, right? Some of you are like cringing right now. Other people are cheering because they miss what everybody else hated. It's so funny. I've never heard of somebody more polarizing in our lifetime that people either loved or hated. Now, I'm not saying that he's the most polarizing person of our lifetime. I'm saying polarizing to the point where people either love him or they hate him. And that would be former President Donald Trump. Interesting. So Elon
Musk. He made
some
news yesterday.
So
too.
what does that mean? What does that mean now that he's got Twitter? I mean, okay, so his plan was, hey, listen, all right, we're going to stop all the filtering and the editing and who can say this and who can say that. We're going to stop the political agendas. You stop me if I'm wrong. But that was kind of what he wanted to do. He wanted to make this a free platform.
He just wants people to be able to say whatever they want to say without getting censored, without getting shadow banned, without, all the things that come along with, not like if you, I think vaccines really were the one that drove this conversation, because anytime you would say anything about vaccines, like, hey, wait, hold on a second, India is using ivermectin, they have a pretty good success rate, Twitter would shut you down immediately.
Right. And why aren't you able to say that? Why can't we have a platform where we can just speak our opinions? And that's what they are. None of this is facts. People like to think they're smart and they're facts, but they're opinions. And just know what it is going into it. I mean, I don't like to think I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, but I've got enough common sense to figure out anything on Twitter is opinion, not fact. And anything that people say is a fact.
But we've talked about this.
Then I would look it up.
We've talked about this before, and because newsrooms have gotten lazy and they figured that they could have the public do their bidding for them and going out and finding the story, what they report now on is Twitter. That is the number one news source for all the media that shapes the narrative of everything in this country. It is what is said on Twitter. Well, it's been nice for them because they've been in on it. They've been in on the deal with Twitter. And that is, okay, this is the narrative we're going for in the sake of public health or the safety of, whatever the thing is. And if you had an opinion that went up against that, then you were shut down. Your voice was shut down on Twitter. And he says that's what he's going to eliminate. Now, it'll be interesting to see first moment somebody says something negative about Tesla or crap hits,
or his Starlink internet
with electric, or if crap hits the fan with the SpaceX or the electric cars, to see how widely distributed that is on his social media platform.
Look at this.
Are you going to
see what it says?
Create your account.
Twitter.
On Twitter.
I'm going to create. Yeah. I'm going to get a Twitter account. I'm going to be one of the billions of people. Is that a lot? You think that's too many? How many people you think go back to Twitter or start a Twitter account after this news? We all feel that we're being free.
Well, I think they did it yesterday if they did.
Well, maybe they're doing it. Okay.
You might be a little late to the game.
I'm going to watch the news tonight and see how they report on
God. Yesterday, at one point when I looked, it was up 6%, and it was trading at $52 in that area. And I don't know how much longer it's going to be allowed to be publicly traded, but still, the $52 is not what he put his offer in, because it was $54.20 when he made the initial bid, and then he added $2 billion on top of it. Like, Twitter's hands were so tied on this, and I say Twitter, the board of Twitter's hands were so tied on this, because how could you say, okay, we're doing what's in the best financial interest of the company, when they standed to make millions and millions of dollars from this deal, billions of dollars from this deal, the investors did. And they're like, nah, we don't want to sell it. And I said, okay, how long was that going to last? I mean, all he had to do was bring it up $2 billion. And I mean, not that $2 billion is not a lot of money, but all he had to do was bring it up $2 billion, and immediately they're like, okay, we'll accept it. Like, come on, man.
All right. Well, should I put my phone number or my email in for the account?
All right. If anybody wants to advise Jeremy on how to open a Twitter account,
I'm asking you. You can't just give me yes or no, email or phone. What do you think?
Get your mother or your grandmother on the line and have her give us a call, 805-543-3693, and Jeremy can do it. I don't know. I'm not going to be opening a Twitter account as a result of this. Maybe later on, once I see how it's managed.
All right, we got to take a break. I got to set this up. I'm being a part of the new revolution, baby. Here we go.
Oh yeah, the new revolution. Yes.
We've got your Journey tickets. Journey opening night, California Mid-State Fair. Announced it on Friday. Tickets don't go on sale until this Friday at 10 a.m., but we've got them before you can buy them. All this week, 8:40. Be with us, and you can win them.
I'm afraid Elon Musk yesterday bought himself a mountain of trouble. Like, if I was friends with Elon Musk, I'd be like, don't do this. Because, one, he just siphoned off probably about a quarter of his net worth in order to buy a social media company. Two, you can't please all the people all the time, and this is just going to this whole thing has been made into such a big deal that you're not going to be able to please anybody on this. Like, everybody's going to think that he's the savior and that he's the one that is going to construct the narrative. But it's like, why would you want that much pressure on your shoulders as one man? Taking a social media platform, which is the world's town square, and being like, yes, I'm controlling that. Like, yeah, that's cool and all, and it gives you a lot of power, but at what cost? More money, more problems. This has got that written all over it. And it's like, you didn't have to do that. You could cash out on everything and just live a nice, tidy little life. Like, we're talking about, winning the Powerball.
Well,
last
Jeff,
night.
He's worth billions. I mean, hundreds of billions. So here's the deal. He's created internet. He's created rockets. He's created satellites. He's created these cars. I mean, think about if you've done everything. He's bored. He's ready to do something else. And everything he does seems to be successful. I mean, I don't know that for a fact because I don't know what he's done outside of this. But I'm just saying, some people just, they've got issues, man. They get bored. And obviously everything he's done has been very successful. I wish him the best.
How about all the politicians, all the corporations that had Twitter in their back pocket through the funding of, the narrative, how do you think they received the news yesterday? It was not good.
No. And that's what I'm happy about. It's all those people and how unhappy they are.
I saw a video of Barack Obama throwing up the Hail Mary in Twitter's backyard at Stanford last week. And he's like, we need to have more censorship on social media platforms. And Elon Musk is like, I understand you are the president and all, but I'm still going to buy this company.
No, it'll be very interesting to see what happens today. Next week, 6 months from now, the election this fall, how is this going to change things? Because obviously social media has a big impact on people's lives and this country. And maybe now with a free platform, it's better. Maybe this is the best move.
Box, though, dude. I think it's Pandora's box.
It could be.
I really do.
It really could be.
It's like that scene in Ghostbusters when the guy Peck, the inspector for the city, comes in and he says, "We're shutting you down. We're shutting no EPA violations. No matter what. We're shutting everything down." And then he shuts it down, and then all the ghosts go out and they invade the city, and then you got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and all that stuff. That's what this, I believe, is going to do. I feel like that song should be playing from Ghostbusters. That creepy song that plays when that whole scene goes down. Now everybody's going to be able to do whatever they want. That's a great thing, but is it really a great thing with as much power as social media has?
Sorry, I'm also setting up my Twitter account. I'm now to the profile picture. I was thinking about an American flag or a selfie of me wearing a very special hat that has some political implications. Since we can now do whatever we want, we could say whatever we want. Should I piss off? Should I poke the bear a little bit here? What do you think? I'm looking for some advice. What do you think?
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.